Stupid Garbage Podcast.
Oh, I like that. And we're off.
Oh, I just dipped my Oreo in this milk. All right, you talk for 30 seconds. I'm going to enjoy this cookie.
So what's up, Rob? How's it hanging in the Rob land? All right, dear readers, to update you, the actor that played Mowgli yesterday was half Chinese, half Hawaiian. I don't remember his name, but you guys...
Explain what China is for the listeners.
China is a country in Asia that... It's a bad time to ask me about China because the first thing that pops in my mind is like, well...
Explain what Hawaiian is for the listeners at home.
Hawaiian is the 50th state...
Hawaii.
Oh, Hawaii is the 50th state of the United States of America. It is an island.
It's a series of islands. It's an although Hawaii is the big island is what the name of it is.
Exactly.
But the state of Hawaii is an archipelago.
Which is super cool. And Robert has been there, I have not, so I cannot really give you that much information. It's technically, is it a Pacific island? Like,
oh,
geographically?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean,
it's a Pacific island. And China is a country in Asia. It has a very large wall.
Great wall.
It's my favorite cuisine, probably.
Chinese.
Yeah. The New Year's in February. Ish.
Yeah, January, February.
So.
Around there. It's a lunar calendar.
Those are some fun facts about China.
Yeah.
And he's half Chinese, half Hawaiian. I don't remember his name, but you guys can fucking look it up.
I think the Hawaiian...
It was made in 1994.
I think the Hawaiian archipelago stretches like 1,500 miles. Which is crazy. That's like from New York to... let's say Dallas or something. It's like half the country.
I don't know.
From New York,
I'm trying to think if that surprises
me. From New York
me.
to Seattle is about 3,000 miles, like across coast to coast.
Oh.
So it's half that, just Hawaii.
I don't know if that surprises me or not. I think it does. It depends on how much of that is just water.
A lot.
Yeah.
Most.
And I get that, but then I'm like, how inconvenient is it to travel between islands? Like, I don't know.
Oh, I mean...
I know nothing of island life, except
so.
we went to Greece, and we went to Santorini, but we are idiots, so we just took a plane, because I didn't want to experience any culture, I just wanted to get there fast. Yeah.
I begged to go on a boat.
But I was like, wait, it's a
like,
1 hour...
This saves an hour and a half.
Yeah, it was like, it was a 1 hour trip versus a 6 hour trip.
Yeah, but we waited at the airport for like 4 hours. When we left.
But listen, no, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
You were like, it's domestic, it's fine.
I know, we got there like half an hour before our flight left.
We
and our
had
flight
to wait.
Did not leave until... Our flight was 3 hours late.
It wasn't great, okay. The Greek fucking airports were not good.
Who could have seen that coming? Anyone over the past 100 years?
I don't know anything about Greek operating systems.
So why did you not listen to me?
I just assumed they'd be competent, and you didn't warn me that they wouldn't be.
I did. I definitely did.
I didn't listen.
I would have tried, even if it wasn't true, I probably would have said that to try and get on a boat. Of course I would. I would have lied. I think undersold them.
Mykonos was a lot closer.
Mykonos. Why'd we go to Santorini then?
Because Santorini is like what was fucking recommended.
Yeah. Guys,
unpopular opinion.
Santorini is, for those of you who have seen Mamma Mia, perhaps, Santorini is where that takes place. Or if you ever see pictures of a Greek island with those very bright white buildings and, like up on a cliff with the blue topped, with the roofs that are blue, that's Santorini, almost definitely.
Dear reader.
It's a very popular honeymoon spot. They say it's the most beautiful sunset in the world is what you see from the tip of Santorini and blah, 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 blah. It's the big, Greek island.
Dear reader, don't go to Santorini.
Pile of trash. It
is, I would say, the worst place I've ever been.
No, come on.
Second worst?
No, come on. It might be the worst place that you've ever gone to on vacation. It's not the worst place you've ever been.
No. It's not like... I've traveled through cities that are pretty fucking gross.
There are parts of it, like the parts that they put on a postcard that are nice and pretty and look like that. And the beaches are nice. And I actually thought the beach was really cool.
I actually did not find a single place to look like any of the photos that I saw.
Really?
Every single photo was like a wide angle shot. So I was like... Yeah, but it's not... It's fabricated reality.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose. But the beach, there's actually a beach on the southern tip that's, because it's a volcano, it's actually 2 islands. And the caldera between them is from a volcano, an eruption. It used to be one island. And the sand is black from volcanic ash. Really cool. And so that was neat. But then
And the sand was incredibly soft.
Oh, yeah.
Shockingly.
But then the water, I guess because of the Mediterranean, it's so salty that I went in for maybe 10 minutes. And I came out and there was salt. My eyes started to hurt. And it was salt from the water, and then it was salt clinging to the hair on my arm,
like
and
his
my
eyelashes.
eyebrows.
His eyelashes looked like he'd just come out of the snow.
Yeah, it was crazy. Never have I ever seen that before, and I've even been in the Mediterranean before.
And they had
happened to me.
They had really cute little like beach chairs, and every single one of them had
little umbrellas.
An umbrella made of hay,
yeah.
kind of thing, and they were all like this like nice yellow color, and the sand was black and. It was beautiful. It was a really pretty sight. I hate beaches.
Pink sand beach there.
I hate beaches. So it
Yeah. And I'm sure if you go there, a lot of cruises go there. So like if you're on a cruise ship and you're there for like 24 hours.
Santorini will be great.
Or if there's at the tip of Santorini there's a Lululemon and like a bunch of American stores you can shop.
A bunch of like jewelry stores.
It's very weird.
Yeah.
But if
well,
you go there,
that go there are just like
if
rich.
you go there and you're in a resort and you don't leave and you have like a private pool and all that, I'm sure it's fine. But the entire like you land at the airport and then to get to anywhere, because it's on one side of the island and everything else is on the other side. It's a small island, fine. It doesn't take that long, but you go through like these mounds of dirt and the frames of like one room houses that are just a concrete frames, and the houses are clearly like abandoned and they didn't even get finished.
I went inside of
There's
one.
There's donkey shit everywhere. It's like a third world country.
Yeah, I went inside of one and they just left like nails like everywhere.
Yeah, it's like a construction
it's
project.
Actively
that they got
dangerous.
A quarter of the way through and then ran out of money.
Yeah, but they literally left a bunch of equipment. Like
and we were there during one of the high seasons. We were there in like late June.
Yeah, it was weird. And yeah, and it almost like, because I've been to Arizona and they have like vast.
Oh wow.
They have
Globetrotter over
fuck
here.
off. They have vast expanses of desert where it's like, okay, there's nothing but dirt for a little while in very.
Good.
Anyway, there's like vast amounts of just like dirt and desert, but like in Santorini, it was like a different kind of desert where it was just so. It almost looked like a garbage dump where like...
Yeah, it wasn't desert. It was like overgrown with weeds and stuff.
And not only that, but it wasn't empty. Like it was...
No.
Like you were saying, it was like this just empty... Yeah.
Abandoned bicycles.
Exactly. Like it honestly just looked like garbage everywhere. And like... Or like it would have tracks from like weird heavy truck tractor things going through it. And it was just... Sure. The whole country looked like the whole island looked like a construction site.
Yeah.
It was very weird. And again, yeah, like I think we went on the public bus, which was stupid because we went at night. We were both really sunburnt and we didn't want to walk home and we were just like, fuck this, it's late at night. Ugh. So we took the bus and it was just us and a bunch of drunk teenagers.
From Australia. Australians are the worst tourists on the planet. They're horrible. They're terrible.
Anyway, circling back to that later.
Any island, fuck it. Fuck Santorini, fuck Australia. Let's go
New
after
Zealand?
Madagascar. I don't know anything about New Zealand, but I know it's two
And you
islands.
like Hawaii.
Yeah, Hawaii. You know what? We're split on islands, guys. We are an archipelago ourselves.
Sweden isn't an island, is it?
No. It has a lot of islands. In fact, the word in Swedish for island is which is just one letter. I mean, how many one-letter words does any language get? Like 5 tops?
Yeah.
6?
Yeah.
We have 2, right?
One-letter vowel words?
Just one-letter words at all. Like you could say, B is, but no, that's B-E-E.
Well, we have I.
And A.
An A.
Yep. E is not a word.
No.
I mean, it
is in a lot of
symbol
other
in math.
In like in Italian.
Okay, but in Italian, A is not a word.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yeah, it's 2.
Oh, yeah, it's in Spanish too. All right, but is I a word?
In Italian?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
just
plural.
I. Just like the letter I.
Yeah.
All right, so Italian is 3.
It's it's I bambini is the babies.
Italian is 3. English is 2.
And
Spanish is 3.
That's crazy.
I'm
trying to think of is it always vowels? Are there any one?
Yeah, because if you don't have a vowel, then it doesn't make a noise. In theory.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So yeah, every language is 2, 3, maybe 4 one-letter word.
And one of theirs is island.
One of theirs is the word for island.
That's funny. You think it'd be like water.
That's how many islands. No, vater is water in Swedish.
No, but I'm saying that would make... Like, in French, oo is water, which is like one... It's not one letter, but it's one sound.
Well...
So I'm just saying... But that makes sense, because it's like, to me, that's the most basic... Especially if you're on an island, water you'd think would come before island. Anyway, that's weird. Santorini blue.
A lot of blue.
I was saying, though, we were on that bus, and then...
Yeah,
I guess you cut me off, but there wasn't really anything else to say, except... There were a bunch of just drunken tourists that were also wet from the beach, so everything in Santorini is wet all the time.
The beach is getting wet. Explain to the readers what I'm doing right now.
I'm not going to. I don't like it.
All right.
I don't like it at all.
Podcasting after dark. It is, dear readers, time check. It is 1:28 in the a.m. So, it is dark.
Here's the thing that I'm having trouble with.
Yep.
Last night, I went to bed kind of late, and then today I was like, oh god, I hope I don't have any work because I went to bed kind of late. And then today I didn't have any work at all, so I was like, fuck it, and I just kept hitting snooze because I didn't get any message from any bosses. And then today, like, I feel like I have work tomorrow, so I'm gonna have to get up early, but like, I have no consistency in my schedule.
Jesus Christ.
I feel like garbage all the time.
You know what they say, Jess? You snooze. You lose.
I lost. I did. I feel like...
Yeah, because you snossed.
Literally, oh my god,
Jess, you snossed and you lost.
When we met...
You're a snoozer.
I am a snoozer.
And a loser.
Yeah.
This is what happens.
We met this dude today. My point is, I was saying, like... No?
No.
Okay.
No.
We met, like, our neighbor today, and then I
shook you off and said no, and you went no, and I said no, and you went okay, and then you just plowed on with more detail.
You're right.
What are you doing?
We met...
Stop!
New people today, and we ran into a couple people that I already knew, and then I looked in the mirror after just to be like la-di-da, and I looked like trash. Was the point of that whole thing. You today of all days
always say you look like trash.
Yeah.
You always look fine.
I have these dark circles under my
Those never go anywhere.
What?
Those are part of your face.
That's not true, and you know it.
Okay. So, day, I don't know, 140 of quarantine.
Yeah.
We can even keep track. Pretty bananas.
We've run out of food.
Well. Don't you feel stupid, every country that's not North Korea? How the tables have fucking turned, because they don't let anyone in or out all the time. They've been prepping for this for 20 goddamn years. I'm sure they don't have any. They border China. They probably don't have any coronavirus, because no one's gotten into North Korea since 1996.
Good for them.
How fucking dumb do you feel? Been making fun of them.
Wait, why would they? Oh, how dumb do we feel?
A lifetime, and now they're just chilling on the beach and launching ballistic missiles. Like nothing's changed. Yeah. Because nothing has changed.
It was crazy. Like, I saw a post that was saying, like, oh, like, you guys are sick and tired of the travel ban. Try being this country. Or you're sick and tired of not being able to go to school.
What country?
You know, I didn't...
What country am I supposed to try being?
I think it was Iran.
I'm supposed to try being Iran?
Yeah. Try being Iranian?
Hormuz is their new year.
Okay.
They have a lot of hummus.
No, don't be Iran. Just, I'm saying, like...
I don't know what I'm doing.
Like, they were saying, like, try to be someone from Iran.
A Persian.
An Iranian.
Either or.
Okay. But the point is...
Probably not right. I mean, historically, that's where Persia was.
Sure.
There are plenty of people, I'm sure, in Iran who are not Persian, but...
My point is that there are fucking countries that are like that all the time. Like, they have the restrictions that we're dealing with now. Or, like, censorship and stuff.
Sure. I don't feel censored, personally. No one's stopping us from making this, and they probably should.
Oh, for sure.
Just kind of for general... Probably for the well-being, the spiritual and mental well-being of the nation. They shouldn't let us do this.
Again, my favorite thing about...
If this gets out, this is going to ruin
my favorite moment about today was when I went to
Your favorite moment about today?
Yeah.
Why don't we take that from the top?
My favorite moment that happened today...
Better.
My favorite today part was when I looked, like, I got a notification on my phone about, like, a podcast being posted, and I was like, oh, it's ours, because I guess I subscribed to it. And it was like, new video, 0 views. And I was like, it was posted like 10 hours ago. And I was like, fucking nice. So
no one's watching, which is fantastic.
that's what I'm saying. It's good. Like, the government doesn't need to shut us down because of our
I'd like to see him try.
It's a free country.
Rocking from the top of the world here at 93.3. And to the rest of the podcast in this voice. Here's what I think. I'm curious to see. I'm not going to hold this. I'm already bored. I'm bored myself.
Good.
I'm curious to see if this quarantine is going to have any sort of lasting. Like, in 20 years, we're going to see that, oh yeah, any kid who happened to be 5 years old, like who happened to be born in 2015 and happened to be this age when this quarantine happened, they're all
turned into maniacs.
Yeah, they're all autistic now, or they all have peanut allergies because none of them were exposed to, they never left, and there's no, or there's some big. I'm curious to see if there are going to be any other physiological kind of aftershocks of this.
I wonder
like
too.
Putting kids and elderly and all the young, like babies.
Yeah.
Like they say, I'm not worried about a 3-month-old necessarily. Maybe I should be. I don't know, but there seem to be no cases of infants really getting or dying from coronavirus. But maybe this child not seeing the sun for 3 months will give them some sort of calcium deficiency or something. Like maybe there will be.
Well, I mean, I wonder, like, even the
side effects.
Prenatal situation, like if people are super stressed for months at a time, it can't be good for your baby.
Sure.
I was gonna say something else. Shit.
Take your time.
I feel like if I was a child, I'd be super fucking scared because, like, some people are like, I feel like if I had a kid, I'd be like, hey, there's like a little sickness going around, no big deal. Like, I'd play it down for them and be like, we're gonna stay in the house and you can't go to school, but everyone's gonna be fine. Just fucking be cool.
Yeah, I think kids kind of just mirror whatever you give kids, they'll believe.
Yeah.
So I think if you can just keep up a facade in front of the kids.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, like that Roberto Benigni movie, Life is Beautiful. Like, the kids were he was in a concentration camp.
Holocaust.
Yeah, and he was just joking around and making faces, and the kid was like, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
I mean,
he thought it was a game.
Yeah, kids got out of the Holocaust. I mean, I'm sure some of them were fucked in the head, but
I'm sure every single one of them was fucked in the head.
My point is that I think there's a lot more resiliency
there,
and also a lot more stupidity that they'll believe.
I know, but
they
I'm
can't
saying
really appraise the situation themselves.
You can entirely groom your child in the situation to believe whatever you want.
Speaking of children grooming, Tiger King, I'm gonna say maybe my most, and I have a lot of controversial opinions.
I had one last point before we go into Tiger King.
Go ahead.
Because
please.
I wanted to say, like, the kids, that's interesting, and I would like to follow up with that in a couple years. But I feel really, really bad for even just, like, normal people. Like, my dad thinks that the entire country is going to go into chaos because no one is getting paid.
Yeah, he
It'd be nice.
He offered us a gun.
He did. But, and regardless, like, I do feel like...
Or didn't, if that would be illegal.
I'm in the middle of a fucking sentence.
I had more pressing concerns.
He told us that we should have a gun to protect ourselves.
Better. Smart.
And
I also don't think we're in... Fuck you, you don't get to know where we are. We could be anywhere. We're in a state unknown.
I'm pretty sure we asked my brother after, and he was like, no, it was legal. I asked for a specific type of gun, and they said, you need a license to...
Yeah, you can't have a pistol.
Yeah.
You need a pistol permit.
But then they said, like, if you... I forget what they said about the... Anyway, whatever happened, we don't have that gun, and my dad could have been joking for all we know. He wasn't, but, Anyway, my point is, I wouldn't be surprised if everyone started to go a little nuts because people being confined in their houses, whatever. But, like, people are with their families, which must be inconvenient, and, like, relationships, as we talked about, like, are probably being tried a little bit right now.
For those of you keeping up with the pod, call back to episode 4.
Relationships are probably being tried. Like you said, everyone, like 80 people, once the ban was lifted in Asia, like 80 couples were like, bye, in China.
Divorce.
Yeah.
That's the word you're looking for.
Bye from each other.
Couples go bye. Yeah.
Anyway, I am not surprised that that's happening, and like you and I might fight more than usual, or like we have been fighting more than usual. I never know what's going on. But I feel like the people that are single, that aren't living with their parents and families and aren't living with their significant other, those people I feel so bad for. Like, people must be losing their fucking mind.
I mean, I think you're right. I think there's probably also a lot of, people going back to exes and stuff.
What are you doing right now?
I'm looking up, because I'm looking at these Oreos. It says
Were you not stimulated by this conversation? Were you just checked out?
I kind of zoned out a little bit, but I did hear everything you said. But my attention got grabbed by the. Look, I'm
establishing a no phone rule. That was rude.
No, You're only establishing that you can't go 60 seconds without your phone. You're only not on your phone because we're recording on your phone.
I know, but like, come on.
No, I'm not immune to marketing. I'm a human being. I have human psychology. The Oreo package is eye-catching, intentionally so, and so I saw that it said per 3 cookies is a serving size, and so I looked up. These are normal Oreos. I do not like double stuff. Too much cream. There are Oreo Thins, normal Oreos, double stuff, mega stuff, and then most stuff, which my understanding is quadruple stuff. So one, I can tell I'm losing my only audience member, being you.
Well, you upset me. So.
Let's move on to Tiger King.
Just don't be on your phone.
Let's move on to Tiger King. I'm looking up something to talk about on the podcast, which you have asked me to do multiple times.
I know.
I'm obviously not just texting.
I know, but like, it could have been, I don't know. It felt rude at the time.
I'm going to say this as tactfully as I can. You need to fucking get over yourself. You're acting too big for your britches. You're acting like you got some real big britches and some legs to fill.
You're lucky you couldn't keep a straight face when you were saying that.
I got some news for you. Them britches too big for you.
I'm going to pull down your britches and make you walk around and just...
Britchless.
Yeah.
Being a bit of britch
make
right now,
you look
Jess.
like a stupid idiot.
Didn't
get enough of a laugh.
Bit of a britch. Bit of a britch, ladies and gentlemen.
Tiger King.
Yeah.
Tiger King.
So Tiger King, I'm going to say perhaps my most controversial opinion, not just about Tiger King, about anything. I don't think, frankly, Carole Baskin killed her husband.
You know...
I don't. He was a very wealthy man who was very publicly getting bars of gold and burying them in his yard, and one, even his lawyer and accountants, couldn't track how much money he had, and he lived in South Florida and collected big cats and was marrying women 25 years his junior, and had a habit of flying
unregistered
planes as if maybe to stay off of radar so he wouldn't have to register a flight plan with any sort of control tower. This motherfucker was slinging dope.
Also,
this motherfucker was moving probably millions of dollars of cocaine a year that he suddenly, at the height of the war on drugs, disappeared. Yeah, that's what fucking happens to drug dealers. That's what happens to dudes who are mid-sized drug dealers living in South Florida.
That was the height of the war on drugs?
97? Yes. This fucking dude knew drug dealers. Of course he did. He owned big cat. This dude owned big cats and lived in South Florida, and this motherfucker was always armed. This dude was a fucking coke dealer. Probably a pretty high-level coke dealer if he had 20 million goddamn dollars.
Also, he had they said he had like a sex addiction too, which doesn't... It just... I'm sure that one of the women he was sleeping with didn't kill him, but I'm just saying he clearly like opened up his life, or at least his body, to a bunch of randos. He was socializing very heavily with a bunch of people.
He could have had enemies in his personal life even if he was a normal dude.
Yeah.
He was, people say Doc Antle is grooming young women, and he is. But this dude was, when he met Carole Baskin, he was like 44 or whatever.
Yeah.
And she was 19 and married and in an abusive marriage.
It was weird how she was actively married and she spent the night the first day that they met.
This dude was kind of grooming her too.
Sure.
And was married at the time. So he could, his ex-wife could have killed him.
Every single one of these people, even Joe, every single one of them preyed on young, innocent people, which is fucking psychotic.
Yep, except for Carole.
Yeah, but Carole, she didn't, groom young people, but she, I think she definitely had bad intentions when getting with this guy in the first place. She knew he had money.
Maybe, but she was 19 and he was 45.
Yeah, I still think it's kind of weird for a 19-year-old to date a 45-year-old in the first place.
So
it's not malicious, but it's still kind of hey, what's going on, buddy?
Yeah, but it's not. I'm saying it's not taking advantage of young people.
Yeah. She's Carole Baskin is the one character.
She's the only one of these people who's not a borderline pedophile, or maybe a pedophile.
Sure. I'll give her that.
People keep saying she must have, the way she talks about it, she has so many tails and she has so many, you know what, look at Doc Antle, for example. You know what people who are really good liars and are successful criminals and get away with doing nefarious, terrible shit for decades don't have? A lot of tells. They're good liars.
Yeah.
You can't fucking tell. Doc Antle, he keeps saying really smart shit. Like, he's like, I'm not going to talk about that, so then they can turn around and sue me. Or he keeps, he'll say these controversial things and say, in my opinion,
I
like,
love
he's
that.
good at following that shit up. And he knows
He
he's
also,
good,
it's interesting, he
he's
gets
smart.
very
Carole
heated
Baskin,
very quickly, too. Like,
Sure.
he knows exactly what's going on, and he immediately is like...
He sees right through all of it.
But he gets very angry very quickly, and that
Sure.
kind of makes me a little...
Well, I mean, I'm not saying he's mentally sound. I'm saying
No, I
he's
know.
really good at covering up the fact that he's a fucking psychopath.
Sure.
And not doing anything. I'm sure that he's probably met girls who were like 15, 16 and said like, oh, well, this in the state of South Carolina, I don't know what the age of consent is. Let's say it's 17. He's like, oh, why don't you come work for me for a year and a half?
Yeah.
And we'll just hang out and chill, and I'm not going to touch you. Oh, you turned 17 yesterday? Here's a house, come suck my dick.
Sure.
Basically. I'm sure he's very, very good at that shit, which is why Carole just says stupid shit on camera time after time after time because she's not good at this because she's not a fucking murderer. She's a space cadet.
I've told you too, like, I have no problem with Carole. Like, I don't care if she murdered her husband or not. Like, that doesn't change my opinion of her.
Interesting.
I mean, I would like to think... They're definitely... I saw a post today that was like, once Carole said that comment about the sardine oil being placed on Joe's shoes... Yeah. That's when we knew.
Yeah, she's like,
I was
if you want to kill someone, this is what you do. You want to know
like,
what
first
someone
of all,
who's killed
someone... That's not what you do to kill... you don't just, douse your husband in sardine oil.
Yeah, either they're going to eat human meat, or they're not.
Yeah, like, you could very easily kill him and then give him to your cats.
Right.
Like, you don't need to give him live to the cats.
You know what someone who has doused someone in sardine oil to murder them doesn't go do?
Telling
Say
cameras.
that on camera.
The one thing that I found suspicious in her situation was the fact that she literally had word for word, like, an answer. When was the last time you saw your husband? And she was like, he said that he was getting up very, very, very like, she said something.
She was, she's
and
the spouse.
She must have
she was
said
probably
that.
interrogated by police 100 times.
Yeah. That's what I thought. I was like, she must, and she's been asked by
years.
camera people and the news. Like, I'm sure she has a
Joe
speech where she's like,
has
here
been
it comes.
harassing her about this for decades.
Yeah.
It was in this girl was in her 20s, maybe close to 30. I don't even know if she was 30. And she was in a rocky marriage. She was on her second marriage. This dude was on her second marriage. They were going back and forth about maybe restraining orders, maybe divorce. They were unhappy.
Yeah.
And then one day in 1997, he fucking disappears and leaves her $20 million.
Yeah.
And she goes and several years later, 5 or 6 or 8 years later, whatever it was, goes and finds some dude who will let her put him in tiger print and on a leash for their wedding pics. I'd be pretty fucking stoked too.
It's so cute.
I'd be pretty fucking... She has this fucking online show where she refers to... Hello, cats and kittens. She refers to her followers as... This woman is not a murderer.
Yeah. I think
she's Looney Tunes,
if I was
but she's not a murderer.
If I was Carole Baskin and I was going to murder anyone, it would 10,000% be Joe.
Sure.
Because he's threatened her and he's, like, actively attempted to hurt her. Like, the snake thing could have killed her.
Sure.
So I feel like if I was Carole, like, I'd honestly, like, if I had murdered my husband, let's say, and then gotten away with it, I'd definitely have some sense of, like, a lot of serial killers kill again. Like, you do that.
Yeah. Also,
or you get a false sense of, like, oh, I got away with one, why can't I get away with two?
Well, I don't think anyone's saying she's just... Well, because there's no motive.
Because Joe's...
argument... Yeah, but, I mean, there's a lot of... I think that'd be too obvious. But my...
Yeah, but so would killing your husband is a little too obvious, too.
I guess... Also, if I owned, like, 30 big cats, people are like, oh, it's such a good way to get rid of... No, it's fucking not. If I kill you and then put you in a meat grinder that's in my kitchen and then feed you to cats that are on my property...
Yeah.
What happens if one of them shits out one of your hairs?
Yeah.
What the if anything, I would dump him in, like, put him in a bag and dump him in the Florida Keys. Yeah, and have to let the gators in the Everglades eat him or something.
Yeah.
I'm not going to feed them to my own pet cats. What are you fucking... you'd have to be insane.
I don't know. I feel like...
she's weird, but she's not... Again, she's not a murderer.
I feel like it's just, like, a stupid move where it does seem like a good idea until you think about it for half a second and you're like, oh.
It seems like a good idea if you're in a movie, which everyone consuming
exactly.
this it basically is a movie.
Yeah.
People are trying to put this together like they're an hour into a movie and they're like, oh, I fucking know who did it now.
Yeah.
But no, this is a woman's life. She was married to this dude for like 10 years. She's not going to feed him to a tiger that she keeps in her backyard.
It was weird and convenient timing too that he said like, I want a divorce and I'm leaving with all the money, and then he disappears that weekend. Like,
who knows how true that is? Who knows that?
People said it.
But so what? People say crazy things. People have been saying crazy things for every
true.
single episode we watch. We've watched
happened
episode after episode.
It happened a long time ago. It's possible that those people, like his ex-wife, 100%. I do not believe a word she says because I'm like, obviously you're gonna say mean things about Carole, but like
his family too.
His friend, I'm pretty sure, said, like, his friend who had no stake in this, or like his old business partner was like,
hey, a stake.
I guess.
You're talking about tens of millions of dollars changing hands.
Yeah,
You're talking about a man disappearing. They all have stakes in it. Also, if his friend, his buddy, and his close associate was or is slinging enormous amounts of cocaine, then he might want people to think that Carole Baskin murdered him instead of looking into his drug connections, because that's probably where he ended up, is he fucked up some drug shipment and he got killed for it, and if people start sniffing around that and poking their noses in it, it might come back to me. I might spend 35 years in prison.
I'm glad that
No, let's say Carole Baskin killed him.
I'm glad that you think that Carole didn't do it, because I really hope that she didn't.
She's just a dope. She's not a killer.
I don't know.
She's just a nutter butter.
I agree. Like, I don't think that she... And, like, every single time something happens, like, she rolls her eyes all the time, which, like, I feel like could be construed as, like, her being really blasé and being like, oh, stop asking about my husband, I killed him, like, whatever. But to me, I'm just like, she genuinely seems so over this. And, like, you wouldn't... If you were really trying to defend yourself, you wouldn't roll your eyes.
Joe Exotic seems to have been posting videos... hour-long videos screaming about the fact that Carole killed her husband. Yeah. Every week for decades. I'd go over
crazy.
It too.
Yeah. It's interesting. Like, I saw another post today. I should stop watching anything related to Tiger King or like looking at posts, but there was one that was like, I'm just going through my home feed. I'm not looking for it, but it was saying like, it's crazy that out of all the characters in this entire thing, like, we end up liking Joe at the end, and I was like, plot twist, like, I don't think that there's a single thing that could fucking happen that would make me even remotely find Joe to be the protagonist of this.
It's pretty interesting. Moving on. Yeah, he's weird. Moving on from Tiger King.
We need to watch another episode right after this, because
Fine.
I need it.
We have 2 episodes left. Moving on from Tiger King. Do you have anything else on the ledger that you want to talk about?
Almost never, truly.
Almost never. So there are these lists of questions to get to know a person better, like 200 of them.
I was gonna suggest that.
And we could go over a few of them.
Here's the thing.
I'm gonna admit, I don't know you very well. What I've seen I don't love, but maybe that's just you know.
I get that a lot.
What?
You what?
What do you get a lot?
You love my garbage?
No, I hate your garbage.
What'd you say?
I love you very much.
Oh.
I love you, and you are my garbage.
Thank you.
A difference. I hate your garbage.
Yes.
Being me.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Wait, you're my garbage?
That's what you keep telling me.
I don't know. You are trash. That's true.
Wow.
I was gonna say, like, all of the get to know you questions that I always like have are just not very good podcast questions, because it's like,
I'm gonna look up a list of them.
We talk like, okay, they're all really cheesy, where it's like, what's your biggest fear, or like, what's your biggest accomplishment? It's like, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, we can skip around if we want.
Yeah, let's definitely, because it's not an interesting thought experiment no. Getting to know my biggest accomplishment. It's like, oh, I did this thing. It's like, all right.
I'll just read them off and we can decide. We can just
skip fucking
them.
Do it, Ron.
All right. 1. What is your favorite racial slur? Interesting. My brother invented one. He didn't assign it to any group of people. He said ribble. I think RIBBLE or maybe EL. Ribble.
Okay.
Oh, we can do. We've gone episodes and episodes without doing this. Greg Corner. I've told you the story about Gregory's email address when he was in elementary school. Dear readers have not heard it, though. So for some reason, my brother and I went to the same elementary school, but I'm several years ahead of him. For some reason, in like 3rd or 4th grade, they make Jessica's... Go ahead. Oh, wow, that was actually
That wasn't
really
as loud
seamless.
as I thought it would be.
I thought that was going to be... Jessica is opening an entire party size, it says, bag of sour cream and onion potato chips. And it just popped right open. Like it was... Was it already open? No.
It doesn't work with you. Because you do this and you say that I'm eating really crunchy foods and then I don't make any noise.
I don't know how you do it. Jessica has the wettest mouth. It's like dunking things into a cup of water.
It comes in handy, dear readers.
Yeah, that's why every single thing she eats sounds like she's just mashing her lips together.
Actually, I saw a post that was saying, like, you can tell a lot about your psychological state by, like, what you eat. And it was saying, like, if you eat really salty foods, it's because you're depressed. Or there was one that was, like, if you eat mostly, like, mushy foods, or if you eat most of your foods with a spoon. And I forget what it was, but I was like, I think almost every single one of the foods that I eat is like
brain damage. Yeah, oatmeal
mushy.
Yogurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, that's come on, that's.
But it said it was like you have like really bad anxiety or something, and I was like, okay.
Pseudoscience.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
It was like,
duh. You're the one who brought it up.
It was like today how you.
Fuck you.
No, you sent me a post today that was like, in the coronavirus, like, who are you? And then it was like neutral or something, chaotic neutral was adopting a lizard, and I was like, hell yeah.
Ugh. So anyway, Gregory, for some reason when we were in elementary school, they made us, for Greg, this would have been in like 2006 or so, they made us, or 5, whatever, they made us get email addresses. And I remember thinking, like, this is weird, like, I don't need, when I was like 10, I remember thinking, like, I don't need this. This is more... And they're like, oh, this is going to come in handy.
What did they say it was for?
No, nothing.
Just to have it?
Nothing, yeah. They're like, oh, well, you're going to see, like, once you're in middle school, and it's a good way to keep in touch with people. As if we weren't all going to the same middle school anyway. And I never exchanged emails with anyone in elementary school. Like, well, who would? And also...
I did it because we all had AIM.
Oh, yeah, but I did that when I was in, like, 7th grade. That was way later. That was from, like, 4th grade to 7th grade.
Yeah, that was my first... My dad, it was really cute. You know, we have a lot of parents, like, they have a kid, and they're like, okay, we're going to start a college fund or get them a trust fund or whatever.
Kid. Yeah, sure.
And my dad got us emails when we were born. Like, he signed us up for a little email address.
Yeah, in the 90s, no one knew.
My dad fucking knew.
Well, no, I mean, signing a baby up for an email is nothing. No one knew what email... People thought there might be a finite amount of them, or...
Yeah, but my dad was in IT. Like, my dad knew...
Yeah, but not...
I mean,
I'm saying he didn't have enough vision to think, like, oh, I don't need to do this for a baby.
No, I think he wanted all of us to have the same one. So he got, like, my mom, my dad, and me, we all have the same email address format. And then... brother. Well, because they ran out by the time my brother was born. They didn't have it. So my dad was smart to do it. Because
I mean, I guess, yeah.
My brother's, like, they take the first initial... Or they take the last letter of his last name and delete it. And then replace it with a number. So it's just, like, really fucking weird.
So anyway, they made us get email addresses for no discernible reason. And so they made us all sign them on a piece of paper, and the teacher would approve them. And the stupid thing was, mine was, like, Fudge 007 or something. Or something weird like that. Like, I don't even remember.
Childish and stupid.
Yeah, I was like, this was... Looking, even in, like, 7th grade, like, 2 or 3 years later, looking back at it, I was like, they shouldn't have let 9-year-old children pick. They're like, oh, this will be good for, like, oh, when you're establishing yourself as a professional, to get a first job, or, like, in high school, to communicate with teachers. So I was like, no, this is stupid. Like, you should have done, like, my first initial, my last name, and then a random number between 1 and 100 or something.
Yeah, exactly.
This was idiotic. And I picked Yahoo, too, because it didn't give us any guidance. So this just to let you know how this is like the Wild West. So anyway, my brother, and again, this, I think he was in 3rd grade, 2nd or 3rd grade.
Ours were Optimum. That's even weirder.
Yeah, they CompuServe. What is this? I didn't even know Ask Jeeves had an email address. But so anyway, the teacher has to approve these emails. That you put it on a sheet of paper.
Yeah,
you don't even do it yourself. You put it on a sheet of paper, and then the teacher will come up to you the next day and say, "Here's your email address. I registered it for you, so that the kids don't have to go on the internet and might see God knows what." So my brother was never, like, big on superheroes or anything. He was like, this is dorky shit. When he was like 6, he was like, this is... My brother learned to curse from children in his... he went to... I don't know what... But he went to very, very impressive lengths to come up with creative curses, and kids in his class would teach him these words. He thought bullshit was bowl of shit. It was his favorite. He was like 4. So he learned curses easy, easy early. And when he was like 5 or 6, he'd be like, yeah, that nerd shit, get it out of my face. So he didn't really like superheroes, but for some reason he thought, I'm going to name my email address after the Human Torch, because I guess maybe the Fantastic Four movie had come out recently, or I don't even know. Then I didn't understand it. Now I don't understand it. At no point have I understood it. So he wanted to name his email address after the Human Torch, and his name is Jimmy Storm. In the comic books, his actual name isn't the Human Torch. So he thought, I guess, the original name was taken, obviously, and so he thought, oh, I'll add a number to it. And so his favorite basketball player was Paul Pierce, and his favorite baseball player was David Ortiz, Boston sports fan. Both of them had the number 34 on their jersey. So he thought, I'll add 34 to it, and it was still taken, right? So he said, oh, I'll flip the names, and then instead of Jimmy Storm 34, I'll do Storm Jimmy 34. Or Storm Johnny, excuse me, it's Johnny Storm. So
I thought he...
So here's the thing. So he got the email address stormjohnny34 at gmail.com or whatever it was. Except he somehow got confused and thought that the Human Torch's name was not Johnny Storm, but was, in fact, Jimmy Bang. So his email address in 3rd grade was bangjimmy34 at gmail.com. And that...
And the teachers let him?
That got past the teacher.
I fucking
That
drooled.
got past whatever explicit name censors might have existed in 2005 at Gmail. So and I remember when he was in it still hadn't occurred to him. When he was in 6th grade, I was asking him, I said, Greg, what's your email? I want to send you this. I guess I would have been in 10th grade or something. And I think this is the email too that he was sign up for Facebook with and all this. And so I said, Greg, what's your email? And he went, bang Jimmy34. And I went, no, Greg, I'm
gonna die.
I'm being serious. What's your email? And I went, yeah, it's bang Jimmy34. And I went, no, it's not. And he went, yes, it is. And he showed me. And I said, Gregory, why on earth? Because by this point he was 11 or 12. I was like, he should have known. I was like, Gregory, why the hell is your email address
I'm
bang
surprised
Jimmy?
that his friends didn't make fun of him immediately.
I mean, I don't know. They were 8. I guess it didn't occur to them. And also, again, no one was exchanging emails. They're 8 years old. He made this email address, and then for what? To what end? No one would ever.
Yep.
And so I was like, Craig, you've been giving this out to people. I was like, yeah, it's anytime anyone asks me, this is my email address. People have been asking you, mom and dad ask you, or teachers ask you, and you tell them your email and teachers are bang Jimmy34. So that's the Greg corner for this show.
I just feel like maybe you're at an unhealthy level of obsession with your brother when it comes to a point where he has a corner in our podcast.
But how he's hilarious.
His
misadventures know no bounds or logic.
I don't know.
His email address in 3rd grade was bangjimmy34. Everything about that sentence should tell you this is a preposterous man.
If I had never...
Sounds like a cartoon character.
If I never met your family, and you told me that your brother had just been made up, it was just stories you've been fabricating our entire relationship, I would have literally no problem believing that.
I can't make this stuff up. If I could make this stuff up, I'd be a millionaire.
Yeah, you'd be... Maybe...
This podcast would have already rocketed into the stratosphere.
You'd be a famous writer by now.
Exactly. What are you doing?
I don't know.
What are you ripping up?
I don't know.
Why are you taking one piece of garbage and making 20 pieces of garbage?
I don't know. Because I would just had to sit here and listen to your story, and I was like, I need to fidget.
Okay, well, find something to fidget with and then fidget with.
That was silent. Well, I started eating, and I was like, this isn't healthy.
The noise I don't care about. It's the fact that you took one piece of paper and you ripped it up 20 times.
Okay, babe.
And then you're just leaving it here. You're not even looking.
You're
turning away.
You don't know what I was going to do to it.
I do know. I've lived with you for years. I know exactly what you're going to do with it. This
anyway,
is my problem now.
We were talking about something before you brought up Greg Corner. What was it?
Well, Was
it immediately Tiger King to Greg?
We
were doing our questions.
I was talking about how Greg invented a racial slur.
Okay, I don't want to answer that question, so let's move on. And I don't think you should either. Because it's the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
My favorite is Ribble. Or Moon Cricket. It's just kind of old-timey.
Yep.
Okay, sorry. The page has to refresh.
How dare you?
What shows are you into? We've already talked extensively about that.
I don't want to do that right now.
Question 2. Question 3.
Also, who fucking cares?
I mean, maybe for like a first date.
I do small talk with so many people, and it just, the banality, and everyone just goes, so you into any good shows? And it's like, fuck you, man. It makes me irrationally angry. Like, everyone asks that, and I'm like, suck a dick. And they're like, well, what are you watching right this second? I'm like, fuck you. No answers. I don't even care about the shows that I'm watching currently. You know what I mean? Well, I'm like, Tiger King I have a lot of opinions on, but like in my free time I watch other shows. I don't even care about them while I'm watching them a lot of the time. Like, what information about me are you gonna get from like these fucking shows that I literally do not care about at all?
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, so
you know what we should talk about? We should have an episode dedicated to Californication.
Let's circle back.
All right.
See, for someone who says you don't want to talk about shows, then
well,
immediately
I'm saying...
asking us to put aside 45 minutes to this one show that no one's seen.
You're right.
Anyway, shush.
Okay.
Racial slur, favorite shows. Do you love this shit? Are you high right now? Do you ever get nervous? Are you single? These are weird. Okay, I'm gonna skip down a few.
Yes, super single. Dear readers, hit me up.
I'm gonna skip down to like the 20s. You down to do coke? And then the next question is like right now. And then the next question is like right now.
Hey.
And the next question is, are we doing this? What the fuck is this? This is terrible. I'm sorry. We need to do prep.
Okay.
Doing this live on the air is clearly not going to work.
Okay.
Maybe I can look for a different list. Let me look for a different list.
No, it's just going to be another song that you're just going to make the same joke.
That was not a song. It was a song and then it wasn't. Let me look up. I looked up 200. Let me look up like 50.
Do you ever
60.
get nervous? Are you single? Heard you got a man, is it true? I don't. The song, the artist Somo did a cover of. I think his name is like Joseph Somo or something, but he goes by Somo, Somo. He does a
60
cover.
Questions to ask to get to know someone. Go ahead.
He does a Miguel medley, is what he calls it, and it is fan-fucking-tastic. Although he has that weird line in it that, like, he says the word pussy in a weird way. And I remember, like, I was singing out loud to it in front of Gregory.
Yeah.
And he just he stops his video game and he just like, looks at me and he's like, what? So,
yeah, it was like the third verse where he'd said it and he was like, wait. What have I been listening to?
He goes, tell me if that pussy is mine.
Yeah.
And Greg
like,
just, what the fuck?
What is this? Because it was like a ballad, too. All right, what do you do for a living? Boring. How long have you lived here? Come over here right now so I can stab you. What?
Babe.
What is this? These are weird lists.
I told you were going to do the exact same thing and make the exact same joke again.
All right, we'll do prep. We'll come back to you. Better show. Can't possibly be worse. You stay safe out there.
It's not going to be a better show.
See you later, pod racers.
Bye.